This might be working, maybe. Da, 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 da. All right. Looks like we are live. Just going to give a couple seconds for folks to stream into the live stream. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's been a little while since I've been able to film a podcast, since I've done dyeing, since the holidays have hit, so it's been quite busy. So just going to give a couple minutes for folks to join in. Hello to everyone who's joining after the fact, after this uploads. Welcome to my channel. It's the Littlebean and Me podcast channel. My name's Kayleen, and I'm the indie dyer behind. Hey, Lisa. Littlebean Loves Yarn, and I'm Littlebean Crochet on Etsy. I know it's a little confusing sometimes. Everybody always mentions it to me, but my business name technically is Littlebean Crochet, even though I'm a yarn dyer. So I just thought today would be a little fun. I mean, it's quite a setup I have going on when I do a live stream, so it's not necessarily a ton of less work, but at least the ability for me to catch up with you guys and do some yarn and just kind of relax. Tucker's napping. I have a couple of hours before nap's over. Hey, Alicia. Hi. How are you? How are you guys doing? Hey. So yeah, I was just going to get started doing some dyeing. My pot is warming up. It's starting to get a little bit hot. And oh, I hope you did too, Lisa. We did have a fun Thanksgiving. We went to my husband's aunt's house, which is a couple of towns over from us. Normally we would host, but nobody was coming this year. My brother went to his girlfriend's house in Washington, D.C., and then my mom and my stepdad weren't coming, so I wasn't going to cook a whole turkey for just us. So I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving as well. So yeah, I was just going to dye whatever I kind of felt like. I wasn't going to do any particular colorway. I just put out the one pot just to, I don't know, get a little feeling going. I got you guys perched up on my little fish tank here. You're so precariously perched. My mic is down here. So let me know. So far everything looks good in terms of the stream. I can see I have good quality coming out. We've got a few people in here already. I can see my mic level looks good. If anything's weird, just let me know in the chat. But yeah, I was gonna do some like dip dyeing, some speckling, and some whatever I felt like. If you have color requests, let's put it on some yarn. Why not? We're doing great. Oh, awesome. How did your bag sales go? I saw that you guys were pushing out bags. They look so cute. I love them. I love them. I think I heard a baby. Okay, I am going to just start getting ready. I may or may not wear this mask. I'm going to put out the disclaimer, do as I say, not as I do. Because sometimes it's hard. Thank you. Sometimes it's hard to hear. I feel so muffled when I'm under the mask, and it's hard for me to breathe. I get a little like, a little anxious when I'm in the mask. But yeah, if you guys feel free to say hey. There's only a few guys in here right now, but to chat with each other, and while we wait for this to get hot, you can see over here on the floor I have some yarn that's already wet. I already kind of soaked it a little bit. I'm not doing this whole crazy setup. I was just gonna dye whatever I had with whatever I feel like, pretty much. But yeah, I'm just gonna grab some things. I'll be right back. Very official, very tight dye gloves. These gloves are like a size too small, but I can't bring myself to throw them away. Is that bad? Yeah, I just figured I'd do something a little bit low-key, a little bit just let's chill, let's put some color on some yarn. Sounds like it'll be a great time dyeing yarn. I hope so. Everything's kind of getting hot. I should have turned the pan on a little bit sooner. Hopefully you guys will be able to see sometimes this gets pretty steamy and the camera is kind of in a spot where it's like almost over the pan. So just want to make sure you all can see what's happening. But I thought I would try, I don't know, just some colors. I just have all my boxes of dye. You guys, I don't know if you've seen this in a while, but ooh, reflections. I keep all my dyes in these clear containers. They're the containers that are at Michael's. They're like scrapbooking containers, I think, for scrapbooking paper. But they fit the small jars. I only get the small jars of dye because I'm not a huge production dyer. And they fit perfectly in these little containers. And so I just label the tops with all the colors. Oh, good. That's awesome, Alicia. I'm so happy to hear that it went well. I had a few sales too. Small Business Saturday was good. We still have Christmas bags. Gotta push the sales. We gotta push those sales. Let people know that you have really cute bags. But yeah, I thought I'd just play with color. I was thinking about doing something with a mossy green color. Maybe some like earthy tones. Big surprise, I dye a lot of earthy tones. Let's see. I don't know what to do. Maybe some greens and browns. So yeah, I was just going to, I should clean this off. But I haven't dyed in a while, which is kind of a bummer because, you know, I've just been busy. I'm working on a super secret project that I can't even share over the air here. Hello. Hi, Allison. Can't even share over the air because it's a secret present for Tyler, my husband, and it's something that I'm making. It's not yarn related, but he checks my social media and like gives me likes and stuff, so I don't want to like share a picture or stream like sharing it and then he accidentally sees it, but I'm excited to share it with you guys when it's done. So I've been busy with that, trying to get gift knitting done. You know, it's just been activities. Activities is the word I'm looking for. I'm always torn between modern Christmas colors and lovely vintage. Yeah, I agree. I'll have to dye up at least 1 or 2 batches of... I dyed a color last year called Happy Christmas Harry, which was like this mossy green that went into like this vintage kind of red, like a rustic red, and then it finished off with some yellow, kind of like the star at the top of the tree almost. But I dyed it a little differently than I normally do, so I wasn't sure how I felt about it. Oh, and what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm taking this off for a second. Dying. If I speckle colors, then I'll just do it. But I'm just gonna put a little mossy green. So these will be just like one of a kind colors. So while this comes up to temperature, have you ever seen what the dye powder looks like? It's just colorful little powder. It doesn't always look the same in the jar as it does when it's what's the word I'm looking for? When it's in the dye bath and what comes out on the yarn. So I was just thinking about doing some dip dyeing. One of the channels that I like to watch here on YouTube is ChemKnits. Rebecca, she's the person who does ChemKnits, and she's actually local to me, come to find out. I didn't even realize that she was in the same vicinity as me. Oh, we might have a little bit of connection problems. Here it shows, oops, orange for me. I'm seeing a little delay. I'm not sure what's going on with the connection right now. If you guys can even see me. me see if that's any better. Can you guys see me now? Um, Internet is weird. It's weird. Sometimes it does what it's supposed to do and sometimes it doesn't. Hopefully you can see me now. I didn't do anything crazy. Just adjusting temperature. I have a little software delay, so my computer is not like the most high-tech. It's a MacBook, but it's not like the most super powerful MacBook you've ever seen. So when I'm running a live stream and I have the USB camera, which is this camera, sometimes there's a delay for video processing. It's really weird. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see me a little bit better. I just switched my Wi-Fi. Oh no, there's only a couple. I hope you guys come back. Anyway, I was just thinking about dyeing some yarn, just doing some dip dyeing. I was watching Chemknits. She just recently, I think she wrapped up her Kickstarter. She's doing a whole series about dyeing yarn with different types of food coloring, and she's gone through, I think she calls it her Dye Pot Weekly. And so it made me want to dip dye more yarn. So I thought I would try and do that. I know I'm probably not going to have a ton of people watching me live, so feel free to shout out whatever you'd like to see or colors you'd like to see. I'm just going to do the dye thing. So I just put a little, for those just joining, I just put a little bit of mossy green color into the pot. I just did, I think it was a 1/4 teaspoon, which is what I would normally use for like a single skein if I'm just doing one tonal. So I am going to just dip some skeins in there. I think I might do, there's a set of 3 skeins here. One is Simple Sock, one is Simple DK, and one is Everyday Sock. They're left over from my last dye. Oh, I should get See, I'm getting some weird stuff on this stream with my internet. I don't know why. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know why. Why? Let me know if you guys are seeing me okay, if you're here. Can you give me a little chatty in the chat? Just to make sure that you can see okay. So I'm just dipping some yarn to get kind of like an ombre effect on the yarn. Oh no! I'm sorry. I don't know why my internet is being a little weird. 27. Da, da, da. Yeah, I don't know. I'm dropping a ton of frames. I don't know if it's just because of the steam. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm sorry, guys. I could try to reset my stream. I am going to try and switch networks. Alright, I'm lessening the load on my computer right now, and I'm going to try to switch my network. Okay, so hopefully this is a little better. I still am dropping a bit of frames. I think it's on my USB camera. I really shouldn't be having problems with my internet. We pay quite a bit for really good internet. So let me see, hopefully this is better. Let me just reset my stream page. Okay. Well, I am not sure why we're having such a problem, but I certainly apologize. Anyway, for those who are here, still watching, or who are watching later, hopefully the rendering is okay. Hopefully we don't have too many dropped frames. But you can see I dyed this ombre of green. The color didn't really break at all. That's, you know, what's really nice about these dyes and what's not so nice, because sometimes you really want to have a more breaking effect. There's still some brown left in the pot here. Again, I'm still having problems. I don't understand. This is a problem. Okay. Well, if you can see me and you are watching, please let me know in the chat, because I am having the hardest time with my stream health, so to speak. I don't know why it is suddenly deciding it doesn't want to exist. The last couple of times I've streamed, I haven't had this much of a problem. So alright. So that's hot but not boiling water. When I kettle dye, I don't like to have anything too boily. When I'm doing very fine speckling, I like to have it very hot and very steamy, so that the speckles set right away and they don't bleed. But this I'm just looking to dye however I feel like. Again, I may have to reset this stream and try again. Whoa. I am just going to check while that die is setting. I'm going to check my internet. Boop, boop, boop. I'm going to lower my quality. If you guys are having trouble watching, I don't know if it's just because I'm trying to stream in a higher resolution than my internet is able to handle, so not exactly sure. Let me see if I can adjust this. Okay, so I am just adjusting the quality of the video here on my end to see if I can just decrease it a little bit to make sure I don't have any dropping of frames here. So hopefully this improves your viewing experience. Again, super sorry guys if you're having trouble. Anyway, I'm just dyeing yarn just to dye it and to chat with you guys. So it's just been busy. It's been busy life, busy everything. This whole holiday season has been crazy. And I just feel like I am running out of time way too much. You know, it's kind of like let's see if this helps. Yeah, so I feel like I've been behind on a lot of things in my own personal life, so okay, I lowered my bit rate, so hopefully that helps. I just got, oh, no, it went back to yellow. I don't even know. Anyway, I just feel like I've been scrambling, you know, where I just don't feel like I am able to just catch up the way I want to on like personal projects, gifts, you know, stuff for the business, stuff for, you know, my kids and things. So, you know that feeling as the holidays kind of press in, you just kind of feel like, oh, I gotta get this done, and all the time that you spent up to prepare for everything, you end up, you end up putting it off. You're like, oh, I still have plenty of time, is what I'm trying to say. So for for the last, I don't even know how long. I just feel like, oh, I have plenty of time. I have all this time. But then now it's December 1st and Christmas is coming and the New Year's coming and tax time is coming. So it all kind of drops on you after a little while. I still am having issues streaming. I can't even understand this right now. Oh. Alright, I may try to reset this, like turn it off and then turn it back on. I can't even, I don't even know. Alright, let me see if I can turn this off, reset my stream, and then try again. We're going to try this again. We'll see if this works. Okay, let me see if this works. So hopefully this uploads as its own, doesn't upload as its own thing. Hopefully it's just resuming. Who knows? I don't even know how all this works. I tried to fix some of the settings in the back end, stop the stream, restart the stream. I got the green light in OBS, I got the green light on YouTube. So anyway, I'm just dying, chatting, lifing right now, I guess is the word. So yeah, I don't know. When you just feel like things, this is what I was speaking of before I stopped to do everything, but you know, just feeling like everything in the whole world just falls on you at one time, where you feel like you have all this time, and then you just don't anymore, and it's here, and the time is now to finish all of these things, like okay, you can see me good. Wasn't the case a little while ago. Welcome to the stream, Michaela. Hopefully people can rejoin. Oh, I feel so bad. I really love the page. Okay, good. I lowered my bit rate, I lowered the resolution, all of these things. Now my mother-in-law is calling me. Let's answer the phone on camera. Hello? Hi. I don't know yet. I haven't heard from her. She was. She is, should I say? So, I said she is, but I'm in the middle of filming a video right now. Did you need something? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Alright, love you. Bye. I don't think she watches this channel, but if you do, hey Karen, thanks for calling. Okay, so right now I'm just putting random colors in here, as I feel like. I put kind of a ruddy brown and I don't know what color brown, mahogany in here. So it's just 3 skeins that I have in there right now. It's just a simple sock, an everyday sock, and a simple DK. But anyway, so do any of you guys feel that way, where you just, like when the holidays come, it just comes. It's like it doesn't, all the preparation time that you would have had, you've kind of squandered away. Every year I feel the same thing. Everything happens like that for me. So, hopefully you guys can see me okay. I really don't even know why I'm having such a hard time with this stream today. It's probably going to get like 1,000 thumbs down because the quality is going to be so poor. Anyway. I don't even know. I don't even know why it's happening this way. Encoding overloaded. I don't get it. Alright. Lisa, yes, exactly. It just feels like you just don't even, like, you blink and then it's December 1st. And then now you have a few weeks until Christmas, and then that's the end of the world. That's the end of everything. So, at least for me, I just feel that way. And I feel that way especially this year because of just with the business and trying to grow a little bit and trying to get back on top of filming videos for you guys. It just ends up being one of those things. So, but I have finished some projects. I finished a sweater for Cecilia a couple days ago. It's been on the go for quite a while. I can actually show it to you guys while this is setting. And I finished a pair of gifting socks, and then I just cast on a pair of socks for Tyler for his birthday / Christmas. Yeah, I don't even know. Again, guys, I apologize so hard if the video quality is poor. I don't know why today it decided to be poor, because my internet is fine. So I don't know if it just has to do with my video settings or what's going on behind the scenes. Let us check the yarn. So there's still a bit of brown in the pot. I might try to pop some greens or other colors on this side of the yarn where there's more green from before. Normally if I'm speckling or trying to do really intense colors, I use a lot less water. Things look fine. Okay. It's just what I see on my end is, you know, I can see my stream window, which I use open broadcast software, OBS. So I can see my stream, I can see my cameras, I can see the chat, I can see everything I need to see through OBS. And then behind it, I have my YouTube window open. And OBS tells me if things are good. It shows me a little green box. And then YouTube tells me if things are good and has a circle. And so right now it's yellow. And before, when it was yellow, nobody was seeing anything. You were having problems. I was even having problems seeing my own stream, which doesn't really make much sense. But I just feel like I don't know. It's the whole thing. Anyway, okay, so let me throw some other colors on this. Let's see, we have browns and greens. Let's throw some fun colors. Should we throw, what's this one? It's gray. I got some new colors. I haven't even opened them. I got them weeks ago. Before, you know, Black Friday or small business, whatever. So this is a color called Cabernet. I've never used it before, but we're going to throw it on this yarn just for fun, just to see how it looks. Normally I'd be wearing a mask, so for those of you just joining or watching later, if this is good enough to watch later, you should be wearing a mask if you're handling dry dye powder. Don't be like me. I'm going to end up with dye in my lungs if I'm not careful. So what is everyone's plan for the upcoming holidays? So no matter what you celebrate, Christmas or Hanukkah or something else, Festivus for the rest of us, if you guys have plans, what are you guys going to be doing? So I always, when I get a new dye, I just give it a little bit of a jostle, because who knows how long it's been sitting on a shelf in the manufacturer. Alright, well this looks pretty black in the powder form. It's very flowery, so I'm kind of regretting not putting a mask on right now. Oh, it's very reddish color. I don't know if you can see how deep red that is. Yeah, it's like a very deep red brown. Very deep. Close this up before I die. Here. So yeah, I'm just gonna mix this around because this is gonna be just fun. Just something really fun. Yeah, you can see kind of the red there. Came out. It's coming out nice. Yeah, normally I have more people watching, but it's definitely Friday, the middle of the day. I wasn't sure what everybody was going to be doing. But yeah. Well, let me go get that sweater and I can show you guys what I've been working on. So this is what I finished for Cece the other day. It's just a flax sweater, but I took out the pearls. I didn't want to have garter stitch on it at all, so I just used it as a basic raglan template. And then, so I started its collar. It starts with the collar, and you do the raglan increases, and then you separate for the sleeves. And so I wanted to do a little fade. So this is just craft store yarn. It's Bernat. I got a whole bunch of it on sale at Michael's. I use it to make dryer balls as well, but I thought it would be really cute for a sweater for her. And then I just faded it down from the light brown to the medium to the purple, because I asked her what color she wanted and she picked the purple. She still doesn't want to wear it. She couldn't care less. And then this was the other thing I finished. So some of you guys might recognize these socks from a tutorial I posted like a month ago about closing the toes of socks. And literally the heels of these socks have been sitting on the needles since then. It literally takes 2 hours or something to finish the heels of a sock. So these I cast off yesterday because I needed the needles to do Tyler's, this is too hot, to do Tyler's Christmas/birthday socks. So it's on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day get together with our adult kids. Yeah, I do too. I like the colors a lot, and I like the colors of these socks a lot, but these are not for me. These are for my dad's wife for Christmas. Then I'm planning to ambitiously make everyone pairs of socks for Christmas, which doesn't leave me much time to do stuff like knit or whatever. So let's see how this is coming along. Ooh, that red is very potent in terms of saturation. It has coated the yarn in all areas, so we'll see if there's any green when it comes out of the pot at all. I don't know if I'll add any more layers. When I'm kettle dyeing, like doing like a higher volume of water, usually I'm using dye stocks. So I'll pre-mix my dye in a stock, and then I'll take portions of that and then put it in the water, and you know, I'll do stuff like that. Just because I have more control and I can more easily repeat colorways that way. When I just take my wet fingers and stick it in the dye pot, in the dye canister, that's the word I'm looking for, canister, and then just stick my fingers in the water or sprinkle my fingers over, it's not as accurate. So for the sake of repeatability, I often don't do that for kettle dyed, but this is just going to be something unique. Just waiting for some of this stuff to exhaust. There's quite a bit of red still, and it's looking like pretty brown and green and red, which is pretty for Christmas type colors. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. But yeah, so I intended I have a few skeins of yarn that I've set aside this past update. So that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago that I did an update. But I set a few skeins aside so I can make more sock emergency kits. So if you guys don't know, or if you hadn't heard from before, because I haven't uploaded here in quite some time, I was making these tiny kits with pre-knit sock tubes that I was calling sock emergency kits, and it came with 2 tubes of 100 rows of pre-knit sock yarn, 60 stitches for a sock, and then either a 30 gram or 220 gram mini skeins to do heels, toes, and cuffs as you so choose. Which I thought was a really good idea, and they did sell out, so I was going to make several more. One in Ron Weasley, one in Potion of Dreamless Sleep, which is like a purple blue, and then one in Sister Use Your Pain, which was one of the newer colorways that I dyed for the second season of Stranger Things. It's not as popular of a colorway, but I wanted to see what it looks like knit up, because it might give you guys a better idea of what it looks like knit up. Just because the colors, it's like purples and browns, and when it's not reskeined, it kind of just looks messy. It's hard to see the whole palette as it is going to be knit up. So I was going to make those. So I still have that to do. I just wrapped up all the orders from Small Business Saturday, so anybody who was waiting for an order to get shipped out, I think yesterday was the day I shipped out the last package. But all week, that's what I was busy doing. So thank you guys so much for continuing to support my little business, my little endeavor here, and helping me do what I've always wanted to do, which is be creative and enjoy the work that I do. So, let's see. I think I might pull these out. These have had plenty of time to set. In terms of the color that's already on the skein. There's still a fair bit of dye in the pot, but I also did add a lot. I mean, you can see it here, how it's still pretty red. So the way I keep my yarn from getting tangled is I have acrylic yarn that I tie around each skein so that it doesn't tangle, or I'm able to easily untangle it from itself or other yarns and lift it out of the pot without pulling the skein strings, so to speak. Although now I'm having a little difficulty finding the tie for this one. I guess there's really not that much dye. I guess it looked a lot more when the yarn was still in there. Alright. This is a couple DK. So waste not, want not. If I'm dyeing just fun colors, I often will put yarn in to exhaust whatever dye is left, because I don't like wasting yarn, wasting dye. Yeah, I also got more. I went shopping. Some of these I already have, like they're replacements for dye that is low, because I have nearly every single dye that's available from Dharma. I like to experiment a lot with colors, so I like to have every color available. I don't like to have to mix colors if I don't want to, so I like to just try a whole bunch of new things. Let me see. This is can we add in? I think I want to put more of this red color in there. Should measure. I should also be wearing a mask, so don't do as I do. Don't put your wrists on the hot pan because you may burn yourself. Pro tip. So this is more of that Cabernet color, which I'm really interested to see how this strikes. So you can see how red it is. Reds can be tough in terms of the dye exhausting and not bleeding. I mean, if you've ever had a red garment, you know how it can be. So I'm just going to turn the heat up just a little to get it to a simmer. And turn the temperature up. So hi, if you can see me, please let me know in the chat because the stream has been all over the place today. I have no idea half the time if it's working. Also, please don't please don't be afraid to say hi to each other in the chat. The chat is up on the screen, so people who are watching later can see any questions that you might have or anything that we chat about, and it might be useful for them, useful for you guys later. So if you're just joining in, I have pulled some skeins from the dye pot that I dyed previously, and I just threw in some new skeins to use up the colors, and I'm going to give this a little bit of a rinse. I don't want to be I'm going to try and match the temperature of the water. You can see me very well from West Germany. Well, hello there, Hopfenperl. I don't know how to say your name, but hello. Welcome to whatever this is, this strange live stream of someone dyeing yarn. Ooh, this is very pretty. So the first yarn that I dyed up, I dipped in some mossy green into the pan. So I just did an ombre dye where I dipped up and down and just made a nice soft transition from one side of the skein to the other. So it would give a regular repeat of a color change. No! Have a great weekend, Lisa. And then I sprinkled some brown and some of this red color that's new to me that I had never used, which is called Cabernet. And it's a Dharma dye. And so it's a very pretty, I don't know if there's going to be a good way to show you this, but it's a very pretty green, kind of going into browns and going into this kind of like a mid-tone purple / red color. So this was the first color that I pulled out of the pot. I'm just having fun with color today. I'm not worrying about repeating colorways. I'm not worried about what bases I'm using or anything. So if you have something you want to see me dye up or a color you want to see me put in the pot, I will try to do. Ouch, that is hot still. I will try to do so just because it's really fun and I haven't had a lot of time to just have fun while I'm dyeing. Ow, this is really hot. Ooh. And this is superwash wool, so I'm not really so worried about shocking it, but I'm trying to be gentle regardless. I feel like every time I do a live stream, it's like a PSA for what not to do. Don't touch boiling water. Don't put boiling hot yarn in your hands because you will get hurt. This one came out a little more saturated. So I just did these. These are a few different bases. This is Simple DK. This actually came out quite nice. Again, this is some kind of mossy greens and browns. Then it goes into this kind of reddish burgundy color, which is very pretty. I'm quite pleased with this. This is a nice little surprise, so I'll have to put up a picture on Instagram when it's all done. My Instagram is Littlebean Crochet. If you want to see what some of these are looking like afterward, you can. I'm going to give these a proper bath later, but I'm just trying to cool it down a little so I can see what the color looks like and excuse me, just get a bead on, you know, how things went in the dye pot. This one is a little more sporadic, I feel. Has a little less green and a lot more reddish brown, so I think it was the position in the pan that has lent it to have more brown and red versus green. So that's just the fun of doing dye work and not putting pressure on yourself. I think Sheena calls it anarchy, having a little anarchy dye pot fun. So, and the problem with doing a live stream and live dyeing is that it takes a while sometimes for the colors to exhaust and for you to see a bit of like what you're actually going to be getting out of it. And especially if you're doing multiple skeins or larger dye lots, sometimes it's not all that interesting to see dye work being done. But if you guys have questions, I'm happy to entertain any questions. If you're watching this later, after it's gone live, please feel free to leave comments in the comment section down below. I'm pretty good about answering comments, especially recently since I have not had a ton of time to actually film videos, so I've had lots of time to go over comments in videos. Yes, kind of taking a little bit to exhaust, but I think the temperature should be a little bit higher in this pot. Not a ton higher, but just enough. I'm just going to add a bit of a mauve color in here, just for fun. And maybe some more yellow, because why not? Let's see what we get. I love doing colors like this because, well, it could end up being a royal disaster, and those things would just end up going into the over dye bin. But just seeing how different colors play together and how things layer on top of one another. I'm gonna put more yarn in there because why not? Why not? If I'm just playing around like this, I often like to put yarn in at different stages because sometimes you'll get yarn that kind of goes together but it's not the same. And especially if I'm not worried about repeating colorways or whatever, I can just relax, let the dye exhaust, not burn my fingers, which would be good, and just chill, you know. I would put music or something on, but if I do that, YouTube will flag my video, which won't be very fun. I mean, it might be fun to listen to some music right now, but it won't be very fun for people trying to watch later. I'm actually super pleased with how this came out. I really wish I could show you color accuracy here. I do have a little, purple, some really dark browns, greens. I'm interested to see how it dries and how it skeins up, because right now it looks like a pile of muck when it's all pushed together. Oh boy. Oh boy. How am I ever going to have enough hours in the day to do anything? I have no idea. I don't think I had anything else to talk about in terms of Littlebean news, aside from just not having a ton of time to dye. I am going to try and knit up those sock emergency kits for you guys so that the sweater is so cute. Oh, thank you. There might be a little bit of a delay. Hopefully it's not too bad of a delay. Anyway, what was I going to say? So I'm going to try and get those things done so that people can have them before Christmas. And then in terms of uploading a new podcast or anything like that, it's just whenever I really have a ton of time to do it, which isn't a lot in the coming weeks. And then I do have a bit of bare yarn stock to dye, so I really want to get stuff dyed up before Christmas, so I'm not holding on to a bunch of bare yarn after the holidays. So I am going to try and get those things dyed and up, and then hopefully I'll have an after Christmas sale maybe for those who get Etsy gift cards for Christmas, which are always really fun to get. So there are a couple benefits to kettle dyeing, like doing large volumes of water. And one of my most favorite things is to be able to layer colors and do glazing of colors over the top. And it's really easy to do in a big pot like this because you're able to dilute the dye really easily. You can turn the temperature down, put a very small amount of dye in, and then you can oh my gosh, I'm getting phone calls. Why does everybody phone call me? Everybody calls me. I'm expecting a call from my mom, and I think that might be my mother. She's had surgery today. Hopefully she's doing well. It seems that she is doing well because she is calling me from her house, so that means she's home. Anyway, you can glaze colors really easily because you're able to get really dilute base. So when you're you can take the yarn out, put a very small amount of dye in, and then glaze the colors over the top, which is really easy. You can also do that with squirt bottles and low pans, but you're more likely to get streaks in the color if the pan is still very hot. But the drawback of doing something like this is the tendency for yarn to tangle on itself. So as I was pulling these skeins out, these first skeins that I dyed, it was a little bit difficult to get my fingers, my little tongs around the ties. So each skein I have is tied with a piece of acrylic yarn before I soak it, so that I'm able to detangle it more easily after it's been dyed, and also so that I have something to hold on to that's not going to break. It's not going to pull the strands of yarn when I'm taking it out of the pot. Here's another shot of this color, which is kind of cool. So when it's in a pot like this with a large volume of water, you only have a few skeins. Right now there's only 4 skeins in here. So it tends to wrap around itself kind of like this and then ends up in a big ball. So you can end up with resist lines, or you can end up with really just a tangled mess when you pull it out, and then it takes a long time to get it untangled. So I try and have a variety of techniques when I dye. It's very fun to experiment with different techniques and different ways of using dye and different ways of using water, temperature, acidity, how much yarn that's in there, ways of speckling or sprinkling dye, ways to blend dye. You know, pretty much the world is your oyster when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway. All right, I probably should end this stream. We've been going on for about an hour or so. I don't have a ton more to talk about, really, if anything, just to dye more yarn. There's only a few of you guys actually watching right now. So I do want to say a huge thank you again to everybody who tuned in today, to everybody who's watched it, made it this far through the technical difficulties. Again, I super apologize. I have no idea what's going on with my internet today. If you want to see what the yarn looks like that I'm dyeing up today, just follow me on Instagram. My user is Littlebean Crochet, and you can see all the yarn that I dye there. Once it's been washed and dried and it gets a little photo shoot, I put pictures up on Instagram. So anyway, hopefully I can get at least 1 or 2 more videos in before Christmas comes. For us, we do celebrate Christmas. But I do wish you guys a very happy holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or another holiday. Festivus for the rest of us. I'm going to throw that joke in one more time because I love it. And I hope you guys have just a wonderful season that's full of family, things that you love, spending time with the people that you love, doing the things that you love, and just feeling the warmth of people around you, even if you are alone or living alone, or if you know your family is far away from you, that you're able to connect in some way with someone there this holiday season, and to share in that, and to be thankful for the things that we have. And I know that we are very thankful for our family and our little unit that we have here, and the ability to have a roof on our head, over our heads, and to have a nice warm place to live. So again, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you for all your support through the year, for my little channel here, my little Etsy shop, and just kind of chatting with me on social media. I really enjoy it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!